Hi, Leo. You're looking good, feeling good. Your ruling planet, the sun, has now entered the sign of I think. So your wheels in your bus are going to be going round and round. What's up? It's your girl Jay, the High Priestess, back at it again with the general tarot reading for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Gemini season 2024. Welcome to Mutable Air. And I am ready. So hydrate, light it if you gotta, get your supplies as I create a safe space for my benevolent ancestors, Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth. Thanking you for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Gemini season 2024. So the sun, as I say this all the time, the sun in astrology is what we know about ourselves to be true. And Gemini is the sign of I think. And so not only are you getting a mental update, I feel like you're getting a self-image update. You're getting, some of you are realizing or are going to be realizing that you're so much smarter than you give yourself credit for. You are so much more capable than you give yourself credit for. Make sure, like, if you find yourself talking shit on yourself or talking down on yourself, that you address that shit immediately, because you're being leveled up, you're being upgraded. And I just feel like it has so much to do with your data set. I hope that makes sense. You're coming into this season with an upgraded sense of value. And now that your self-image has been properly assessed, it's time to think different thoughts, have different conversations, welcome in more mental stimulation. Your relationship to people with Gemini placements, it may be evolving as well, or will be evolving as well. But I just want to dive in. Like I said, hydrate, light it if you got it. Cheers. Oh, I put so much vitamin C in this bit. Anyway, so for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Gemini season 2024. Hopefully it gets warm where you are. Hopefully it's warmer than where I am. I hope that you let yourself be outside, be in them streets. And let's see. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Ace of Swords reversed. This feels like the old programming is trying to be removed and you fighting to keep things the same. The divine's trying to hand you your crown. Leo, you are nobility, royalty. You come from the stuff that makes kings and queens. And it's time to start acting accordingly. The King of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. It's time to start acting accordingly. I just saw 3, 2, 1 on the clock. 3, 2, 1, go. It's time to get comfortable with the idea. Some of you maybe like trying to deny taking on more responsibility or deny a truth that's coming in. There may be some shift in a connection with someone with Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placements. But the first thing to be clarified on the Selenite throne, Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, is your relationship to thought, your relationship to taking new information. When new information comes in, are you able to update your thought processes and beliefs and respond accordingly? With the Ace of Swords reversed, there could be some here about like denying yourself something. The swords are thoughts, words, legalities, mindsets. And the divine is trying to hand you new tools, hand you a sharper intellect, hand you the opportunity to feel smarter, to act more efficiently, to show up more efficiently for yourself. There could be some kind of offer coming in that you may have denied or maybe thinking is too much for you. Okay, some of you also, it's like you need to apply for the manager position, or you need to apply for something higher up, and you may be like thinking that you're underqualified, or because, or this also could be some sort of like bad news coming in, like feeling like you got denied or blocked in some sort of way, feeling mental blockages. Those of you who are writers or are trying to write something, you may be feeling a bit of a block in some sort of way. I also feel like some of you are denying the fact that you have the ability to sever something, and you're not letting yourself sever it, or you're not cutting ties with the things that you need to cut ties with, not releasing this old mindset or this old understanding. Your ruling planet, the sun, is on the Gemini Sagittarius axis. Gemini, I think; Sagittarius, I understand. And so be careful being hard-headed when it comes to updating things, updating a system. There could be some sort of a new policy or procedure that is annoying you, or you don't want to acclimate, or you don't want to stop being hard-headed. It could just lead to you being entrusted with less when the divine's trying to entrust you with more. And so be careful of like refusing to cut ties, or refusing to update, or refusing to take an offer that's coming in just because of something negative you thought about yourself. There could be, I also just heard your rejection is your protection. So some of you don't get something that you tried for, and it's because you're being protected in a certain way, and it's going to come out, it's going to reveal itself later. I'm excited to clarify this already. We only have one card out, and I'm excited to clarify this over in the Patreon plunge, patreon.com/JustJEverything. Over there, we clarify every card. Come join the freaking ethical cult, bruh. Like, we're doing good shit, and no one has died of the Kool-Aid yet. But it does feel like you're being handed, like you're denying something that the divine is trying to give you. Some of y'all need to cut a cord, and you're refusing to do it. Some of you need to cut ties. Some of you, like the sword, this is the sword of truth that's being handed to you. Are you denying a truth? Are you lying? Are you not letting yourself feel as powerful as you actually are? There could just be the divine's trying to hand you a tool, or someone is trying to give you tools, give you skills. Are you using your tools to the best of your ability? Are you using your skills and talents and gifts to the best of your ability? Are you so comfortable with the helmet that you're refusing the crown? You know, it's time to really evaluate that kind of stuff. There also could be a need to clarify your relationship with this Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius person. There could just be insight that comes in that some of you, are you avoiding having a conversation? Are you avoiding telling a truth? Are you avoiding, it just could be like, be careful of avoidance. What is your relationship to avoidance? What is your relationship to procrastination? What is your relationship to the truth, to telling the truth, to accepting other people's truths? Also, this isn't for everybody. Somebody stopped talking to you and you're racking your brain about why they did. Stop. When people show you who they are, believe them. It's okay if somebody's not interested in you. It's okay if somebody has decided to go in a different direction. It's okay if something isn't up to snuff, or something isn't up to par in some sort of way. You just can't lie and act like it is. I also feel like silence is a response as well. It's very immature to ghost people. It's very immature to string people along. But if somebody has ghosted you, or someone has gone silent in some sort of way, that's all you need to know. That's enough information. The lack of a response is a response. So, Leo, sun, moon, and rising make sure that you're doing your part to move forward. Three of Wands. I love that the Three of Wands is right there too. But this is like, it's time to turn your back on the fear that surrounds your upgrade. Some of you are going to have to work for something. Some of you are like, oh, I'm not good at studying, or I'm not smart, or I'm not good at blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, no, you just don't have the tools, and you need to give yourself the tools. So allow yourself to turn your back on the old mindset where you would deny yourself things, or the old mindset where you talk yourself out of stuff. Some of you, some information comes in and it turns you in a completely different direction. You or someone around you with Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placements, I feel like is motivating you to turn your back and to move forward. It's time to merge your passion with your practicality. It's time to really focus on what you've set in motion. What are you co-creating with the divine? What are you harnessing your willpower into? It's time to really look forward and to figure out, like, I've set this in motion, but am I scared of the results coming back in? Are you afraid? Is there a lot? There just may feel like be too much fear going on, and it's time to face those fears. You are the sign of courage. And so anything that is discouraging you or evoking fear in some sort of way, it's time to address that stuff, babe. I feel like for a lot of you, this is giving your rejection as your protection. And some of you aren't used to dealing with rejection. Some of you don't know how to process it. Some of you don't understand it. And I think that it's really good for you. It's good for you to not necessarily get everything that you want all the time. With the Three of Wands coming out, I do feel like it's time to collaborate with someone else that has Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placements, someone else that's adventurous or sunny or fiery. There will be success in collaborating with the God of your understanding, collaborating with this new knowing that's trying to come in. I do feel like it's important to make sure that you're not living your life by survival mode. It's like you've worked to you've worked to acquire something, but there's still this like lack or scarcity mentality that's keeping you clinging on to something else, or something old, or something outdated. And you are a sign of abundance and prosperity. So what's going on with this? Like, for those of you, if you're struggling with finances, it's time to take a fine-tooth comb through your habits and also through your belief systems. Some of you like believe that this is like your lot in life, believe that you got to pinch every penny, or some of you are being really unnecessarily frugal, and it's perpetuating lack and scarcity. There could be something about working on demonstrating your faith via money. If you've been saving and let's say you're saving for a house. It's like when fear comes up around you actually getting the house, buy a chair, buy a piece of furniture, buy something that reinforces that actually I believe that this is something that I have access to. This is something that I will acquire. This is something that I can draw in for myself. Some of you may need to go listen to that Florence Scovel Shin. The Game of Life and How to Play It, or your word is your wand. With the Four of Pentacles, there may be somebody with Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn placements that's playing a big role in this season for you. Are you clinging to this person? Is this person clinging to you? Are you trying to just like maintain homeostasis versus believing that the divine is trying to give you a new homeostasis, a new balance, a new like relationship to stability. I feel like a stability wants to be established in the realm of your physical body in regards to your finances and in regards to your self-worth. Our self-worth, our self-image dictates our entire life, as well as our self-worth. And it does feel like there is this ending of a cycle in the realm of the mind. How would you even receive this? It's like I feel like in some sort of the way you're making, it's like you're making God jump through hoops in some sort of way. It's like, look up. You are not meant to be in this downtrodden kind of place. Like there's a time and place for there is always a season of darkness and heaviness, because we're promised 12 hours of darkness and 12 hours of day. We will experience both. But I do feel like some of you are having this kind of dark night of the soul energy that is like keeping you in this place of pessimism. What are you being overly pessimistic about? Especially when it comes to your finances and what you can invest in. The Nine of Swords does feel like, yeah, the Two of Wands reversed on the bottom of the deck. It's like you're not seeing the forest for the trees. You're not seeing that you have so many options. Let me just focus. Final card, final message for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Gemini season 2024. The Tower reversed. Okay. There are changes that are coming in, and you are resisting some sort of a change, and the divine is going to force your hand. It's like if you don't voluntarily do it, you will be dragged into it. And it's just like, why are you making the divine drag you? This old crown, old knowing getting knocked off, the divine trying to give you a new one, but you're like, no, I want it this way. I want it to feel this way. Four of Wands at the bottom of the deck says that, okay, some of you may be distracting yourself. It's like the sun came out and you just want to party and bullshit. Okay. Or the sun came out and you want to go to all these festivals, or you want to do all these things. And it's just like, you can't just focus on fun. Though I do feel like a lot of fun is available to you in Gemini season. There's going to be, everything and everybody gets way more social than they normally are. We're preparing for summer. This is the season, mutable air, mutable seasons. They end the old season and start a new one. And so spring, whatever semblance of spring you got, depending on where you live, there is something around, okay, like it's time to get ready for summer. And what are your plans? What are the aspirations? What are the goals? What is the move? It feels like it's time to get really clear, really thoughtful, really introspective around how it is that you're feeling. It's not even how you're feeling. It's like how powerful you think that you are. Like what you're telling yourself you're capable of. Let me zoom out a little bit. Only one major arcana, no court cards, one ace. And the major arcana comes closer to Cancer season. The tower reversed is like, there's sudden insights. There's changes that, have you been denying yourself a change? Have you been, resisting some sort of, trying to bob and weave, trying to avoid conflict? There may be somebody with Aries or Scorpio placements that's, switching up in some sort of way. With the Ace of Swords reversed, it's almost like may feel painful to change your mind, to go in a different direction. Some of you are afraid of looking at the truth because you know you're going to have to change your behavior. You know that you're going to have to change your mindset. I feel like there's somebody or something happens that really is going to have like your outlook on life altering in some sort of way. And it really has a lot to do with the direction that you're going. We are not in the business of lying our way through life. It's time to be present. It's time to be clear. It's time to get, some of you need to get sober. That's not for everybody, but some of you need time. Like, it's like doing too much psychedelics, doing too much frappe, doing too much, like drinking, doing too much coke, doing too much, whatever it is. It's like there could just be indulgence, like issues with indulgence, and that's impacting like the clarity of your thoughts. And I feel like there's some kind of aha moment. There could be somebody with Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placements that you know you need to cut this thing off with, or you know that this contributes to toxicity in your life, or you're avoiding having conversations. And I just feel like either way, you're going to be moving forward. You get to dictate how peaceful that forward motion is. Or if you resist, you're just going to prolong this uncomfortability that doesn't need to be prolonged. I do feel like there are people around you who are like hyper analytical or are trying to get you to think a certain way or act a certain way, or there even could be something like people copying you or people like really jealous of you. But I just feel like be careful with like be careful with taking everything as truth. It feels really important to make sure that you have a firm foundation, like you're stable in what you are passionate about, and that you keep being consistent with that. I do feel like there's something here with consistency. Taurus season should have taught you a lesson with consistency. And with the Ace of Swords reversed, it's like the divine's trying to hand you tools, trying to hand you a crown, and you're trying to go in a different direction. This also could be like you're trying to do something in your timing versus the divine's timing. And I just feel like there is something with like letting yourself recover, being aware of how if you're just letting yourself survive versus like daring to thrive. The Four of Pentacles in the center of the reading says like this season is gonna show you what you've been like digging your heels in or like clinging to way too tightly, and it will be uncomfortable if you fight your better knowing. If you fight your hunches, fight your gut, it's just like the universe will very easily drag your ass. The whole thing is giving let go or be dragged. Don't keep yourself in situations, jobs, positions, relationships where you're just like having to tiptoe around the chaos, trying to like avoid avoid a blow up or avoid something. It's just like, no, let's just face shit head on. No more willful blindness. Especially if it involves somebody with Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placements. I also feel like the divine's trying to give you direction, and you may be trying to like cling to your logic even though your gut is telling you to go in a different place. You may be like, no, but this is the plan and this is what I'm supposed to do and this is how I'm supposed to do it. And you would really benefit from some adaptability, from letting yourself be more fluid, letting yourself be like air, you know? There may be somebody with Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placements that's turning their back on you or going in a different direction, and you may be really upset because you were like, I thought that this is what we were doing. I thought that this was the plan. And you're finding out that's not the plan anymore. When people show you who they are, believe them. Don't try to talk people out of their decisions. Don't try to talk people out of the direction that they're going. There may be somebody with Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn placements that's being really hard-headed with you or is contributing to this kind of dark night of the soul, contributing to sleeplessness or restlessness? Are you struggling with sleep? Are you letting yourself rest enough? It feels like it is time to like get up and get active and to acquaint yourself with your shadow. And your shadow is just that raw, uncut, unfiltered version of you. It doesn't care what other people think. It doesn't care about other people's feelings. It doesn't care about societal conditionings. It wants your attention and it needs your attention, or else it's going to go autonomous and start wreaking havoc. And with you guys being ruled by the sun, you love for you care a lot about the optics. You care a lot about what other people think. You care a lot about what other people have to say and how you look and all these things. And it's just like, okay, cool. But is that getting in the way of your authenticity? There's something around like, are you able to be your whole self? Are you fighting to like be perceived a certain way? When like everything's fine, everything's great, and everything's not fine and nothing's great. You know, it's time to be really, really genuine. And I'm not saying that all of you are like disingenuous or anything like that. I'm not saying that you're a liar or anything. I just feel like you have a hard time, or a harder time than most, showing your dark side or accepting your dark side. You're ruled by the sun. You want it to be light and airy and bubbly and carefree all the time. But that ain't the name of the game, baby. We're promised 12 hours of darkness and 12 hours of day, and we will experience both. And so it feels really important. Ooh, underneath that is the high priestess, understanding that the darkness you go through holds up the ceiling just as much as the light does. Stop giving light is not good, just like dark is not bad. They're the same thing. They're just opposite ends of a spectrum, and you need to allow your appreciation and understanding of both to evolve. So no more hiding your darkness. It's time to share. It's time to really express yourself. It's time to be honest about what you're feeling, because repressed emotions are how physical ailments manifest in the body. Your secrets and the shit that you don't say, that shit makes you sick. And I'm excited to clarify this. Patreon.com/JustJEverything for free shit. Check out my Instasham at JustJ_everything. TikTok at JustJEverything. And for other dope shit that I do, my website, JustJEverything.com. All the links are in the description box below, along with the channeled song that I gave you for the season. So tune into that. But I want to go ahead and start clarifying these cards, because this feels really interesting. Let me see if there's anything else that comes up right now. I just feel like Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, you're being cosmically rerouted. You're still dealing with the after effects of that total solar eclipse in Aries. Aries is the sign of I am, and you are the sign of I will. And so I feel like this new updated awareness about yourself, you may be having a hard time accepting that, because it's going to have to change where you harness your willpower. Where you put your time, energy, money, and focus is still updating. And so there's something here about when new things are presented to you, are you fighting to cling to the old and keep things the same? If you are, it's going to generate way more stress, and then the divine has to yoke your ass up and make you uncomfortable, so that you can get back to that point of like, okay, I surrender, I understand, this is what we got to do. I'm not being hard-headed anymore. When you can avoid this by doing this, acceptance. It's time to get into a place of acceptance. It's time to really get clear about your value, about your worth, and are you letting other people treat you in a way that it does not align with your current value? God is trying to give you a crown, and it's time for you to get comfortable wearing it. I'm just saying. Let's get into it. For the full version of the video, go to Patreon.